Nowadays it seems we can't do anything without our smartphones. Kids aren't the only ones that are addicted. From eating, sleeping, to even going to the bathroom, many people are even citing phone separation anxiety. The obsession is clearly on the rise, and so here with the steps to break your smartphone addiction and become cell phone sober is Eva Wilson of SocaMom.com. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we were just chatting during that piece, and you've got 3 kids of your own.
I do.
Only one of them has a cell phone, though.
Right.
And it's your oldest.
It's my
He's
oldest.
17?
He's 17. He only got it when he was about 14 or 15 because he needed to ride the train. He was going to be riding the train by himself. But it didn't have any apps, games, anything like that. It was strictly for the phone because we don't have payphones anymore.
Right.
So it was just for the safety.
Right.
And now he has apps at 17.
Of course.
Yes.
And are your other 2 kids, because they're teenagers also, are they begging for...
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Whenever we upgrade our phones, like, can we have your old phone? No, you can't have my old phone.
I think that's such a great way to start these kids out, though. And you said that seeing kids and seeing their addictions kind of made you take a look at yourself and how frequently you were using your phone.
It really did. Once my son got his phone and I saw him head down, hunched over like this, and it was constant. I'm thinking, do I look like that? Am I the person who is head down, hunched over, and I can't really see myself?
Right. So let's talk about what differentiates, maybe someone who's just an avid user of their cell phone and maybe has a little bit, of an obsession with it, to someone who actually is dependent on it to the point of being addicted.
You'll see some children who get very, very upset when you take their phone away, and plenty of adults get very upset. I know sometimes you've been on a flight and they say, everyone put your phone in airplane mode, and you see people furiously trying to, just check things. They're not necessarily doing anything important. They just need to have that phone, or they're, struggling to sleep. You can't eat without your phone. There's basic things that your phone is interrupting for you.
Oh, and if you are removed from your phone, you have this sense of anxiety.
You have anxiety. Some people, they start to sweat a little bit. You actually have withdrawal symptoms, and it's a lot sooner than you would with a drug or something like that, because you're so used to having your phone on you.
Right, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that you can do. You've got 5 steps here to try and help us break the addiction, and this is so smart, and one I didn't even think of, but it's first off the bat, stop using your phone as your alarm clock.
Yes.
Which we all do.
Everybody does it.
Yes.
One of the things that you do first thing in the morning, if you pick up your phone and you start to look at your email. And then once you've looked at your email and you see a little news story come in, then you start to look at your social media. Then you want to know what everyone else is saying. You want to hear what the news said, you want to know what everyone else is saying, then you want to add your 2 cents. And then an hour's gone by, you're late for work, you had gotten up
on time
because you set your phone.
So,
you can use your own internal clock. That's actually still a thing.
Okay.
Or you can use a traditional alarm clock when you're out of town.
Right.
Don't jump back to your smartphone. They still give wake-up calls.
Right.
So you have other ways to wake up.
I was reading an article about some of the, the top 10 things that CEOs do, and it's that they take an hour each morning where they don't respond to emails, they don't check their phone, they wake up, they do, whether it's meditation, yoga, they just sit and have breakfast, have a cup of coffee, they don't engage immediately. So really good advice. You say also uninstall the time-wasting apps.
Yes. Now those time-wasting apps are different for different people. Sometimes you'll read and say it says uninstall Facebook, but that might not be your time waster. For me, it's statistics. I have a problem with looking at my website statistics. It's not useful or anything for me at the time, but that's for me. But for other people, it would be games.
Right. Oh, right.
And a while ago, it was Angry Birds. People would just be obsessed with Angry Birds. But they have different games that they keep coming out with, and people keep downloading new games.
Okay, so get rid of those. Don't keep your schedule on your phone. Also something that we are guilty of, a lot of us.
I have moved to a paper planner.
Okay.
Because
you went back old school.
I went all the way back to actual paper, because you end up, you actually have no choice but to keep your phone with you and keep looking at it just to get through the day. And that is part of being an addict, that you need that thing to get through the day.
Right, to see what's next,
to see
where
what
you need to be next. Okay, and this is a huge one, because we go out to these restaurants and you see entire families, which it's great that they're having dinner as a family, but every single person has their head down on their phone.
It makes you think, are they really having dinner as a family, or are they just in the same room? Because they're really having dinner with whoever they're on their phone with.
True.
Or all of America if they're on Twitter, or all of the world if they're on Twitter or Facebook. So that's a good way to really reconnect with your family over a meal. Everybody has plenty to say. And you'll find at first it's kind of slow going because people aren't used to talking to each other, but eventually they open up and there's so much to discuss.
And I mean, even if you're at home, everybody throw the phone in the drawer, close the drawer, and sit down and have dinner together.
And say, this is our time where we only talk to each other.
Yeah, such a novel concept. And then this is interesting. Also, another one I wouldn't have thought of, but buy actual books. Stop downloading everything.
Yes. The issue when you download a book is that your alerts often still come through. So you stop reading the book, just like you would stop any other daily activity. You stop reading the book and you check that alert. Or if you are really, truly an addict, you're addicted to the information and just constantly consuming information. So you are in the book, but you're not really in the book. So just buy a good book. It might be a little cumbersome. You're not used to carrying it.
You forget what it feels like.
Pages, but buy an actual book and enjoy the book and put your phone down so that you can really get into it.
All right, good advice. Hope everybody can detox. Eva, thank you.